Welcome to Colney Talk Podcast.
Hello and thank you for joining me. You're listening to Colney Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Alex. If you're new here, welcome. Or if you've been listening to the show, welcome back. It's Europa League against Bodo Glimt, the Norwegian team. Another win at the Emirates. I thought it was a very good game. We were stationed in their half right off the bat. Almost looked like that was their poise based on what Bodo Glimt anticipated was coming. We were well coordinated. The pressing was just efficient. We really restricted any opening for Bodo Glimt. No chance of maneuvering Arsenal's pressing in the first half. The way we possessed and dominated that first half was just a good display for the second team, because if you think about it, these were a total of 8 changes to the first team, and you would expect some sort of rust, but they really performed very well, and it showed in the game. Marquinhos, he's very strong. I mean, he doesn't get pushed around easily. He looked a bit rusty. He played okay, and if you think about it, the last time we saw him play was the other Europa League game a month ago. He didn't really have that much of a great chemistry with Tomiyasu when he tried to flank him on the right to get some passes in, but I can see a lot of good things coming out of him and having more chances to play. I mean, the rhythm of playing frequently in these Europa League games would create a good sense of the experience and connection with some of these other players. I know we got interrupted with the schedules and things moving around, so these are some of the effects that we get to see. But then on the other side, we on the left, a lot of passes flowed in that direction. Tierney and Martinelli and Xhaka really just put a lot of pressure there to really get the ball back. They removed a lot of things. Sambi coming in to help, affect the game, to really take control in the box in the final third. It was just a very beautiful display of dominance in that side, on the left side rather. Although Xhaka and Vieira looked to me as the main targets to attack and disrupt the passes from Bodo Glimt, because anytime they would get the ball, they would want to do as much to prevent them from, effecting or transitioning those passes to either Tierney or Martinelli to get into the box to execute or shoot or something. And a lot of those broken passes came more so from the pressure and more so like the attack that they were putting on Xhaka and Vieira in the first about 20 minutes of the game. I like how Arteta responded with the subs to settle things in the second half, and really it started after Xhaka got the yellow. He couldn't really do any much more to have another to get another yellow card or do something that would have us go down to 10 men, and it was so evident. You can see again one of the reasons why Xhaka is just an engine for the team. He really has not had a break to not even play at all, because he's so important. He's so crucial. Overall, that was a good game management from Arteta to really come in the second half and try to settle the team the way we handled in the first half. So my nominees for the top 3: first player, Nketiah, the Punisher. I mean, rapid responses on the rebound shot from Tierney, incredible pressing, picking defenders' pockets. I mean, he could have scored 2 more goals. I like what I'm seeing from him, and I see how he's so hungry for more, and that's the way it should be. He looks and continues to mirror the way Jesus presses, tracks back, defends, does good things, and that is wonderful. It's really amazing. Second player, Tierney, all around superb performance. His shot led to the first goal, was a threat on the left flank. He initiated a lot of the press and broke up a number of fast breaks from Bodo Glimt. I mean, he was the last line of defense on some of those fast breaks, because he's really fast. So it was such a hell of a game from him, and so good to see. And then my third player, Tomiyasu. I mean, he owned the right side. He locked that down and then pushed up quite a bit, to help in the coordinated pressing that we were doing in front in the first half. And that's quite a lot of pushing up that I've seen him do, more than I can remember in all the games he's played. And then after that, he switched to the left when we had to sub and make some changes, and he didn't miss a beat. So that tells you how good he is and how versatile he can be on the pitch, making those switches and still playing at that same high level. So it was good to see him do that. And remember, he hasn't started games for quite a bit. So Tomiyasu right there, earns the third spot of a top player, and that is not overlooked in my book. Just such a great game from Tomiyasu, and that's a good value to have where you need to make some changes and you have players that can switch without having to, create some sort of drop off in any positions that we need to on the field. So I like the way he played. My other guy today, though, was Saka. Yes, he came in the second half, but at a very decent time to kind of affect the game, but he didn't. When he came on, wasn't really as sharp as he usually would. Lost the ball a few times and a few missed passes. I mean, his usual spark wasn't there. I mean, you can go and watch the game and you would see the same thing. He needs a rest and can't come any sooner. And he can't come any sooner. Side comment for me though is, if you ask me right now, the way they might be looking at prioritizing who they're gonna get come January, I think it will be prioritized with a right winger over a central midfield to me, because Saka needs that rest, because he's going to Qatar for the World Cup and that's going to add a lot of load on him. So that's where I see it. This game just gives me a glimpse of how he can be if it's not his usual self, and it's going to be a problem. So we're far from there, but a lot of these concerns will kind of show up a little bit because October is a heavy game schedule for us, but hopefully we can really come out of it with so much of our successes that we have seen so far. So those are my 3 and 1 nominees today: Nketiah, Tierney, Tomiyasu, and the other guy today, Saka. Just a below par performance. And that's it for me, folks. Please subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon, and bye for now.